Hello and welcome back to the channel. If you could like, comment, share and subscribe, that would be much appreciated. This is a match reaction to Aston Villa 1, Stevenage 2. Full credit to Stevenage, thoroughly deserved. I thought they had the majority of the opportunities, like the decent opportunities, and they got 2 chances at the end and they took them. So it's fully deserved. Yeah, the game yesterday, I was going to do a reaction yesterday, but I just couldn't. I was so annoyed. I was just fuming at just the performance of the whole team. I don't usually get too like despondent or annoyed with results because it's, there's highs and lows and it's Aston Villa. I know what they're capable of, but this is one of the lowest results I think I can remember being at the club and being a fan of the club in my lifetime. It was horrendous. It was a horrendous performance. I stated in the last video, we've got to watch out for Stevenage because they've got nothing to play for. They're flying in League Two, the second. And Steve Evans will set them up in a good rigid shape and they'll try to catch us. And that's exactly what they did. Their game plan was perfect and we didn't step up to try and break them down. We were just non-existent. That's what, seven years now, since 2016, since we haven't won a first round FA Cup game, well, a third round, our first game in an FA Cup competition every year. We haven't won. Are we ever going to get far in the FA Cup again? 2015 final, got battered by Arsenal, but since then, nowhere. Got absolutely nowhere. Emery's had 2 cup games now, lost both. Like, what's... It's just typical Villa to bring in a cup specialist and he's lost both games. The United one was just, it was an unlucky game, We were in that game and they probably just about deserved to win it on the chances. But yesterday, we didn't even deserve it. That's the thing. If Stevenage, were 3-0 up as well, you could kind of take it. But if Villa were unlucky, you could take it as well. And, you could hold on to it. But yeah, if we were creating all the chances and Stevenage went at the other end and scored, that's fair enough. Or if Stevenage were 3-0 up in the first half or something, I could have had time to get over it. But the way in which they scored the 2 goals as well to win it was just even worse. And Stevenage, they can say they thoroughly deserved it, and I'll say that as a Villa fan. So the first thing, going into the game, the lineup, there was 8 changes made. 8 changes, which should be more than enough to beat a League Two side. I don't care what League Two side it is. That should be more than enough changes to beat a League Two side. I don't care who's come in. They're all internationals. Well, the majority of them are internationals or have played at international level. I think you could say all 11 have. And then some maybe under 21s, but they all have represented their country. So it's no excuses. You can say, they might not be used to the system, etc. But what's the point in having a squad? And we've also just had a month off where only 3 players went to the World Cup. I'm sorry, 4 players went to the World Cup. What's going on? They should be used to it. Matty Cash, Dendoncourt, Bednarak and Emi Martinez. That's it. And Emi Martinez didn't even play yesterday. So, it was just dreadful. The whole game was dreadful. We didn't create anything. We couldn't break down their back 5 at the start after they initially had a goal disallowed. I thought it was onside. I was sitting in the hole and I thought it was onside. Turns out it was just offside, but they deserved that. They created a great chance. Their number 9 was a really good player. He's decent. He was getting in amongst it. I remember he skinned Cash at one point down the right-hand side. He also had that great effort where he clipped the top of the bar. Really good player he was. And he was causing us havoc. He was winning some challenges against Chambers as well, playing really well. And we couldn't handle them. When they were coming forward, we couldn't handle what they were offering. Whereas when we were going forward, we were putting no phases of play together. It was lethargic. The tempo was so slow. At the back, in midfield, and then the front 3 were they just had games to forget. I thought Danny Ings is the only one really. He didn't have any opportunities created for him. His movement was decent. No one played a ball over the top with his movement. It was just he was pointless being there except for getting the assist, which for the goal, which I'll go on to in a minute. Coutinho was he's just looking ever more of the flop that I thought he might be when he came. comes on loan, has about 3 good games, sign him even for 17 million, and you still think, okay, it's decent money, but just performances haven't come this season. Nothing. He hasn't shown anything. And coming back from injury, you think, okay, League Two side, here's your chance now to step up and get your form up. Didn't do anything. Found little pockets of space. Tried neat flicks and stuff, but nothing was coming off. Leon Bailey, I don't think he was as bad as people say, but because it was against League Two opposition, it's still shocking. You know what I mean? He failed to beat their left back at times. It was crazy. He couldn't get past him. He created second half again against Wolves. He came into the game a bit more, and we always shift our attacks to that side because we know Leon Bailey is the one who can get past the player. He's the one who's got the pace in the side, and he did towards the end put some good deliveries, which Watkins just didn't anticipate. Didn't go for the ball, especially when we were 2-1 down. There was a good ball in, and Watkins didn't even read it. But yeah, the midfield, yeah. That's what I'm missing. So we started off with Olsen in goal. It's a back four of Augustinsson, Bednarak, Chambers and Cash. And then, or was it Ashley Young? Ashley Young or Cash. And then midfield we had Coutinho, Douglas Luiz, Dendoncourt. Who was on the right? I can't remember who was on. Who come to me, and then it was Bailey and Ings up top. See, I can't even remember who's on the right because he's just so. Oh, Morgan Sanson, of course. Morgan Sanson on the right. And yeah, Sanson got his goal. I thought it was okay, but again, any player I thought was okay. It's against League Two opposition, so that doesn't mean anything to me. If you were okay, like everyone should be good or really good. That it's neither here nor there. The goal was really well taken. That was the one bit of good play that we had in the first half. Incisive, quick passing between 4 players from inside their half to the edge of their box. It was just one touch. Great play. Ings finally has the final touch, which goes to before it goes to Morgan Sanson. They've all been drawn in because the passes are so intricate and like 1-2 touch in between. Like Bailey, I think it's Bailey, Coutinho, and Ings. Rolled it off to Sanson. Sanson's taken it really well, chipped it over the keeper. And that was the first real effort we had. If you don't count Coutinho hitting it 25 yards wide 3 times in the game. And, I think that was it really in the first half. It was a good finish from Sanson. Undeserved because Stevenage were on top, as I said. So you go into half-time, you think, okay, you've had your bad half. We're going to go out there and we're just going to kill the game off. And we had, again, a small spell, about 5-10 minutes, where we were keeping the ball on the edge of the box. We tried to break through him. I thought that was the best bit of play of the game because we were actually getting through him. I think we had one chance with Coutinho, put it just wide of the post. But then we were recovering the ball high up and quickly, which we hadn't done all game. And we were moving the ball quickly. But it lasted for about 5 minutes, that spell did. I think the changes, when Watkins came on and... Sanson went off as well. Ramsey came on to get some minutes, etc. I think it just stifled whatever that was. I don't think they're the wrong changes. I don't know if they were the right changes, but whatever that happened, we went back down to the boring, laborious, lacklustre passing and movement, which we'd seen the whole first half. And then the goals. The first one. It's just, firstly, there's 3-4 minutes left. Olsen should be that ball should be gone initially. Why are you taking short kicks? We've played Paul the whole game. There's no reason to take it short. He's taking it short anyway. Fair enough. Then Donker's got a man on him and he's tried to skin the man. Instead of just playing 1 touch wide, 1 touch back to Olsen, he's tried to do him. And the player has just nipped in. Then Doncourt's pulled him down. You can say it's on the edge, but I think he's gone into the box and he's gone down there. He's clever. Given a penalty, fair enough. Red card, fair enough. He's last man. He's through on goal. It just stupid from the Doncourt. And it was one of those where I was sitting down and I just didn't even say anything, didn't even remark because I was so shocked at what had just happened. Their player, Alan, I think it was great penalty, great finish. Puts it in the bottom corner. Gives it the bigging in front of the Villa fans, which is fair enough. I'd do the same if I was playing for a League Two side and playing against a Premier League side and just scored to equalise in the last minute. So fair play. So then we're down to 10 men now. You think, all right, just settle. We'll play for a draw. We'll go back to Stevenage and we'll try and get a result there. But no, 10 men. Emi Buendia, who came on, is holding onto the ball for too long. Bailey did this a lot in the game. And Emi Buendia, he's just so infuriating sometimes. He's in the centre of the pitch. We've got one centre-back behind him and that's it. He's held onto the ball, got dispossessed. They've then got a corner from that phase of play. And then the corner, it's one of the most shocking goals we've conceded in a long, long time. Firstly, the marking. Digne, who also come on. So you saw like Buendia come on, Digne's come on, Watkins, who doesn't track him down, the guy on the edge of the box, has come on as well. And they've just literally, they've caught us off guard. Brilliant from then, quick corner, caught the whole Villa team off guard. Just no concentration, no leadership, no one saying, everyone get your man. No one said, there's a guy on the edge of the box, someone mark him. And he's just hit it. It's a great strike. He's hit it. It's where he could put it. Hit it low. And Olsen, it's on target. It's on his target. You expect Olsen to save it. It's a great strike, but you expect him to save it. But no, goes underneath Olsen. And just like that, 2 minutes or so, Stevenage fans go into hysterics, and the 2-1 up, and it's deserved. And again, I didn't even shout or anything when they scored the second, because you could see it coming. It was coming, like, after they got the equaliser, you could see it coming, because the way we were playing, we weren't up for it at all. And then when Buendia just loses the ball like that in the centre of the pit, it's just, it was coming. And even when he's hit it, you're like, okay, this is going in. Congratulations to Brentford and to Steve Evans. One of the biggest results in their history, and it's fully deserved. No one can take it away from them. We didn't deserve anything from that game. No decisions, nothing. We got fully what we deserved. And Emery came out and he was fuming and apologised to the fans. I don't think he expected that performance from the players that were put on the pitch. Don't matter who was put on the pitch in our squad. You don't expect that performance. And Villa, just another year with just competing in the league. No silverware, no finals, no semis, nothing. Just competing in the league for probably a mid-table finish if we're lucky. I'm just glad in it yesterday, because you've been effing and blinding and stuff, because, yeah, that performance just stunk. Absolutely stunk. And you go into Friday now, and it's a must-win game now, because the form's been going downhill a bit recently, hasn't it? Liverpool had the great Spurs result, but Wolves wasn't very good, except for the last 20 minutes. It wasn't a good performance at all, and yesterday was shocking. Who can you trust in this team, this squad now? Who can you trust to step up? Is it just Kamara? Emi Martinez? Is that it? Is that all, the only 2 players we can trust in this squad to be consistent in their performances? Speechless, man. Speechless. There's not much else to say on that one. The team has just got to try and forget about it and start performing in the league and continue with the good form we have shown in the league. As I said, Leeds on Friday. It's going to be a difficult game. Leeds are always at it against us. The only time they weren't was at Ellen Road. We won 3-0, but usually they're at it against us. So yeah, disappointing, man. Disappointing, because I thought we could. You see the draw before kick-off, Stoke away, you think, okay, it's a good opportunity to get through this round, and then the 4th round, you've got a favourable draw. But no, just typical Villa, fall at the first hurdle, and you can't even complain about it. There's no complaints from me. Stevenage, fully deserved. So yeah, I can't even give a man of the match or nothing. No one deserved it. Top performance, no one deserved it. The only thing I can say, it was good to see Ramsey get some minutes after the long injury. Wasn't great, but at least he's got some match minutes now. So hopefully he's ready and available for Leeds on Friday. Also, looks like we're going to get a signing left back in Moreno, so that's decent as well. you know, playing for a 4th place Betis, currently in good form, decent player. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. Una's got this transfer window. Don't know if we'll get much else. We'll have to wait and see. But this squad and players have got to start turning up, because what hurts is it's going to be hard to get rid of some of them. We may say get rid of them, but it's going to be difficult to some to even recoup what we spent on them initially. And some of them won't go because their contracts are so long that no one will pick them up for the prices we'll be wanting for them. So it's either lose money or they stay on decent wages. It's long. It's long. We'll see what happens. Yeah, thank you for your time. Again, if you like the video, if you could like, share and comment, and could you also subscribe to the channel? It's much appreciated. Thanks for your time. Up the Villa.